today. Of course, there's Steve and
Come on,
Jackie and
Hello.
Teresa. Hey, Karen and
Hey,
Malcolm.
morning.
We got a lot of
Hey,
regulars here. Hey, good to see
Hi.
you guys. There's MB. There's Leanne. Jesse. Hey, Adela.
Hello.
Trace.
Hello.
Giannis. Good to see you guys. Hey, Darlene. William.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Good afternoon. Mark.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Mark. All right, we're
Hey,
going to go
guys.
ahead and get this show on the road. Let me go ahead and mute the YouTube feed because it's making noise and I'm hearing myself talk. Okay, good. So we've got a topic. We've got a topic. Thank you.
Good.
Was it Rachel who was talking just before we went live about what's his name?
Dead president.
That crazy
Lincoln.
president.
Raquel. It was Raquel, I think. Yes, Raquel was talking about Abe Lincoln sharpening his axe.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is so appropriate. Oh my goodness, that's so appropriate. We're going to talk about that today because that relates directly to what we're all doing here, right? Being entrepreneurs. And for
Yeah.
some of us, that's a new concept, right? For some of us, we've just come out of or attempting to transition out of the corporate world and the agenda, which has been made for us there, right? That's not a self-determined thing. That's you know what? I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to this agenda over here, and then I'm going to get a steady paycheck. At least that's the purported, benefit of that. So I'm going to give up some self-determinism and gain some stability, some security, which is, as I think a lot of people are discovering, an illusion, right? Because right now you can't even show up at the office or the gym or the place because it's closed, right? So we've had this conversation before. By the way, today we're not going to have a conversation about coronavirus. I know that's everybody, every friggin' video I see, everything is coronavirus thing. Well, guess what? We understand what that is. Doctors are working on it. Some very good stats now in terms of treatments, so that's nice. If you follow that stuff, that's the data. It's there. But here's what I know is that what we validate expands. Yes, what we focus on, what we think about is what we get more of in our life. So I'm looking at solutions, and I know you guys are too. And that's a very entrepreneurial thing to do. After all, as entrepreneurs, what we do is we solve people's problems. And I've used a few different examples of this as it relates to the whole Amazon approach, right? So Amazon's the biggest retail platform. And you can participate, and you intend to do so. That's why you're here, right? You can participate by being the purveyor of solutions to the public who is interested in those sort of solutions. These solutions can vary in order of magnitude and importance. People don't necessarily buy what they need, they buy what they want. Right now, needs and wants have commingled a bit. That's nice, but quite often, and as will be the case again, once this thing is completed, because this too shall pass, just like the last one did, and just like the next one will. Okay, people will turn their attention again to all those things that they haven't been able to participate in, like something as simple as going to a restaurant. In case you're wondering, in case this was a mystery to you, let me solve this mystery. I don't cook. In case you were wondering if all Italians cook, the answer is no, I don't. Now, I can boil eggs. I can, do the bacon thing. I can throw a hamburger or a steak on the grill. It's going to be overcooked. It's going to be. I grew up eating overcooked meat. No blood on my plate. No. I like overcooked meat. That's the way I like it. Okay. Just so you know, if you ever come to my house for barbecue, it's going to be cooked, like really cooked. Okay. So that being said, I'd like to go to a restaurant right now. I can get some takeout, which I guess is a pretty trusting thing to do, right? Oh, I guess everybody over there is clean. I'm just going to trust that. So is the delivery guy that's going to bring it to my house. That's some good trust. Okay, but here's what I know for myself is that people like myself and like yourself, there are things that right now you'd like to do or participate in or maybe even buy, right? That right now are on hold. Well, guess what? That hold's going to come off and people are going to have problems that need to be solved. Problems like, here's again, a very trite example, but you know what? I don't have enough handbags. I got lipstick. I got the wrong handbag. I need the handbag to match the other suit, right? The dress or whatever. Okay, that's a problem. Can you solve that problem? I know it sounds, based on the current conversation that's going on in most of society, that sounds like a ridiculous problem. But guess what? Billions of dollars worth of that problem need to be solved. right? Or fill in the blank with whatever your proclivities are, right? I've got a natural interest in this, and so I'm going to, focus more on that. Okay, so that's fine. The point of all this is to have a bit of resilience and to, yes, sharpen your saw or your axe, or insert metaphor here, right? Because game time is almost upon us. Right now, we've got a blessing of I would say, an opportunity to rebalance our lives, to assess, to reassess, how am I spending my days? Because you know what? I've been caught up in the routine up to this point. I've been doing, and 100% of my doing this got me here. And now that just got interrupted. Now, if you're an emergency response worker or something, then you don't have any additional, time luxury. You're probably, working overtime. Okay. But I'm saying for the rest of the, the people, yeah, take a look. Let's introspect and let's look at that calendar and let's get deliberate. Yes, let's create some order. That's a sharpening the saw type of experience, by the way. Okay, or the axe. Okay, so that is something where we can now say, what do I deliberately choose? You see, this is a very proactive thing to do. You guys know, excuse me, last week I was quoting Steve Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. First habit is be proactive. Okay, that's not a one-off thing. That's a habit. That's a habit of being proactive. It's a habit of deciding, who's causing this. Okay, what is it that I choose, right? What is it that I'm choosing for myself? That's a proactive question to ask. What part of this can I be responsible for? What part of this can I be cause over? What effect could I have if I endeavored to have that effect? That's proactive. That's a habit. The 7th habit is sharpen the saw. Okay, so there's 6 habits that lead up to number 7, which turns right back around to number 1. And we're not studying 7 habits of highly effective people right now, but since the idea of sharpening the axe came up, okay, and right now you have a huge opportunity to do that. Yes, to put in some order in your life and to create some new patterns. Yes, some new habits. That's a really good thing to do while you've got time to introspect. Okay. Now, if you don't have time to introspect, well, that's another indicator, right? Let's say that with all the current situations going on in the marketplace, that you find yourself even more busy. Okay, well, how much more can you take? How much more are you willing to take? There is that whole idea of proactivity, that you get to choose what you want to do with your life. Now, certainly we've got obligations that we're going to handle. We've got responsibilities, right? I could choose right now to do some irresponsible stuff. I don't choose to do that because I'm a responsible person. Give you a wild example. I don't know, jump on my Harley, ride out to the desert and, go be a mountain man or something. I don't know. Why would I do that? Right. I got a family here. I got my daughter, right? I got people I work with. I live on the internet. What am I going to do? I'm going to go, be a mountain man now. So I deliberately choose not to go be a mountain man at this moment. I don't know about tomorrow, but right now, right now we're here. We're together. We're going to pull this off. We're going to do this. Okay. So my question to you then, and this is a consideration that you can ask yourself, is what do I intend to get done by the end of this week? I like to look at weeks because, people are kind of in tune with the whole work week, or, here's the Sabbath, or here's the Sunday, the day off, or whatever. So we plan based on a week. We don't plan just based on day to day. Okay. Day to day is just crisis management, right? So here's all the stuff I didn't get done today. So let me go ahead and throw that on tomorrow. Here's the stuff that I'm putting off till tomorrow because I just don't want to do it today, right? So let's just look at what can we accomplish in a week's time. Understand, when you come here, and you all did, okay, the idea of becoming an Amazon seller does not have to take that long of a time. Yes, there's stuff to do. Yes, there are saws that need to be sharpened and discovered in the first place. What is a saw? I don't know. Show me what a saw is. Great, that's fine. You're familiarizing yourself with the tools. One of those tools is called Helium-10. Okay, that's fine. That's a kind of a saw. But there's a point where you actually get out in the field and start cutting. What time frame is that? Well, you can determine that. Now, some people have busier schedules than others, right? For some people, it's a couple of months before they put their first product online. How many products did Sophie list? Well, so far, over 1,000. Her first year, over 100, right? Over 100. So maybe part of this proactivity and part of this saw sharpening experience is you raising your standards. Yes, you raising your standards to the point where it's like, all right, so at the end of my second month of study or your first month of study, I mean, you set your own pace here. I could tell you that you can get through 4 modules in 4 weeks. You can. At that point, you're setting up an Amazon account, working with an Amazon coach. You're off to the races. Okay, that can be the case, or it could be a year. Could be, right? No one's holding a gun to your head saying you have to. You don't have to do a damn thing. Okay. So the idea here is that what are my standards at the end of this week? And now thinking ahead here, what are my standards? Because I'm going to stack up, let's say 4 of those weeks. Here's 4 weeks, and here are the mile markers. Here are my goals. I have goals, thank you. Right. And here they are. And it's by the end of this week, I will have accomplished this study. By the end of this week, I will have identified 10 products that I could potentially launch. I will, of course, have met my coach, which I'm booking right now. I'm booking that Amazon coach right now because they're 2 weeks out. And then at the end of that third week, I will have launched at least two products, come hell or high water. Okay. Now, if there's a circumstantial inhibitor, like guess what? FBA is on hold. Okay. We got to deliver toilet paper. Okay. Okay. That's something that you don't have cause over. Okay. But can you be prepared nonetheless? You can be prepared. Oh, so guess what? We had a week delay. Well, great. Now there's 4 products, right? I win again. My standards don't get lowered because of circumstances. My standards are self-determined. That's the entrepreneurial way of thinking. And look, it's not necessarily easy, right? Especially if we're coming out of, or we've been indoctrinated into for years or decades, the idea of just being an employee. Back to Robert Kiyosaki and his cash flow quadrant. Right? Here's the employee quadrant, right? That's the least amount of causation and supposedly the most amount of security, but that's not really the case, right? That's a trap. By the way, that trap was invented during the Industrial Revolution. Nobody was forced into it. People chose it, right? Here's the corporation that needs work, right? We need workers, and you guys out in the farm and you've been struggling, whatever, come move to the city and you'll have a job. And you'll have one job. You don't have like a job that you got to do every day. Like when you were the blacksmith, you had to go sell your horseshoes, and now you had to go get another job. You got to go make the fence posts, and right. So you used to be personally marketable. We're going to relieve you of all that. You don't need to be personally marketable anymore. Now you can just show up at this one and only job, and you don't have to sell yourself anymore. Right. So that's kind of a carrot. That's a carrot for people who don't want to think. Okay. Valuable, labor is valuable. Yes, of course. But now you're the leverage for the corporation. That's the employee quadrant. Okay. So let's flex our muscles. Let's become self-employed. Yep. That's another quadrant, self-employed. Now you own the job. Still, you don't have leverage, right? But you own the job. The next quadrant, of course, is going to be the business owner, right? And now you've got leverage. Now you've got other people who would choose to be an employee, and that's their choice. And look, I love walking into a store and finding that there are employees there. Who's going to make my coffee? Who's going to, wash the car? I mean, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I'm not willing to do that. Okay. You're willing to do that. That's awesome. Right. I like going to the burrito place and getting the burrito. I don't cook. Thank you for however long you choose to man that post. Right. And I'll tell you that the people making the burritos are either, mom, pa, self-employed, or it's, college kids and what have you that, discovered that their, academic documents were not worth, the 150,000 they paid for them. But that's another story. That's a big deal. But right now we can choose to be more self-determined than we have before and think ahead. Now we're getting into the B quadrant. We're going to have leverage. We're not the leverage. We're going to have leverage that benefits us. And that leverage, of course, includes all the machinery and the people behind the scenes running the Amazon thing, doing the servers, right? The people who are the product sourcing people, the customs experts and the shipping people, right? So that's leverage for you. And while it's not overnight riches, it is once you get to the point where, yes, I have my first 5 products listed. Winner, winner, loser, winner, winner. Great. Kill the loser. Let's put in 2 more winners, 2 more potential winners, right? And we scale up and we scale up. Our standards don't lower. Our standards go up. And look, there's some of you here who right now I know are looking at, well, I can only reach so far because I've got limitations. Yes, I came here with, a little tiny bit of money, and I gotta be very conservative. right? Yeah, I'd like to make a six-figure, multiple six, seven-figure income. I'd like to, but I'm very limited. You know what? I was reading The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, classic book from 1910. Those of you who are going through our business launch strategy session, I'll make sure you get a free copy of that. Okay. By the way, some of you have been hanging around here for months and you haven't been through a business launch strategy session. Get with your accountability reps, get that done. Okay. So let's get you on the calendar. Let's set some standards here. Let's get things moving. The other thing before I forget is I know some of you who I mentioned yesterday that there's an opportunity for you to join staff here at Blue Sky. You emailed me. I'm getting back to you today. It's been a total friggin' madhouse. So I am getting back to you today. If you're a people person, you like having conversations, then that could be a post for you. All right. So we're going to have that talk too. Very different than, the Amazon work, which is you not having any conversations, you being an introvert, you looking at computer screens, right? You never talking to a customer. That's a different world. Okay. This world is very much about people. So if you're interested in that, you can email me. And those of you who did, I will get back to you. But back to my original point, Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles said something about you may lack capital. You may lack capital because people are thinking about their limitations, not about where they're going. Okay. And here was his solution. If you lack capital, you can get capital. That's all he said about it. He is not going to validate. I'm talking about the author now. He's not going to validate and commiserate and bemoan the lack of capital, which may be a real temporary circumstance. Yeah, it may be. But my goodness, is there not money all around us now? I think everybody on here is in, developed countries, first world countries, whatever it's called, right? There's banks on every corner, right? There's personal loans. There's things you can, my goodness, things you could sell on eBay. Once I had, I'll tell you what, I don't share this with everybody. I'm going to share just us girls talking here today, right? Okay, and everybody else who tunes in. Okay, so I had major success in business, and I made some decisions that, in retrospect, I could have made different decisions. I discovered, this is a multi-million-dollar lesson, by the way. I discovered that more important than what business you do is who you do it with. That's a multi-million-dollar lesson. We can pass the collection basket if you like. Hopefully I just saved you some millions of dollars, okay? That cost me millions. I was starting over. I found an opportunity. I found an opportunity to get going with this marketing deal. And it's going to be a couple $1,000s to get your foot in the door and blah, blah, blah. I wound up selling, I used to do like pro audio, sound reinforcement at events, right? Semi-pro, setting up sound systems and things like that. And so I had some electronics that I hadn't used in, I don't know, a couple of years, sold them on eBay. There's my couple $1,000, right? So I could sit there bemoaning my lack of capital, or I can go figure out how to get some capital. I know I've mentioned this before, and this is a wild, crazy thing, but I heard that there are people that make about 70 grand a year panhandling. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just letting you know, if you lack capital, you can get capital. Let's think like entrepreneurs here. Let's think about solutions. This is planet Earth, damn it. There's 7 billion people, and all opportunities come through people. Well, guess what? You've got an opportunity right now. You're here. You've endeavored, as far as you've endeavored so far, to enter this community for a reason, right? You didn't just show up here by accident. I honor you for that. My product, when I look at what do I hear? What am I actually producing? What is my product as a director of success? My product is you happy and successful. That's my product. You get it? I'm not selling handbags to solve that problem. No. You guys can do that. And I don't know if handbags are even a good thing to sell. Okay. My point is that my product is you happy and successful. By the way, I can't force that. I can't force you to be happy and successful. Can't force it. I can guide, I can suggest, right? But I can't force that. That's a self-determined thing. That's something you've got to choose for yourself. So yes, sharpen the saw. Thank you, Raquel, for introducing that topic. She didn't know she was introducing the topic, but she did. Right? So it's that easy. So what can you do to be, do, and have more deliberately? Who do you want to be? I'll quote Earl Nightingale, and then I will shut up. Earl Nightingale, in his legendary recording, "The Strangest Secret," was talking about the secret of success. And he said, you know what, since we're talking about success, we might as well define success. So what the hell is success? What does that even mean? Okay, so here's my favorite definition of success: the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's it. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So making progress, not perfection, making progress, progressively doing what? Making something real, making something real. The progressive realization of what? Of a worthy to who? Worthy to you, right? Who's running the ship? Of a worthy ideal. Is that something we ever accomplish? The ideal? Now life is perfect and we're all done? No. I think very few people could in history could have ever claimed to have demonstrated the ideal. Okay, but it's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means we're on purpose. That means we are, in a very self-determined manner, choosing what direction we're going in. Yes, we've got a really sharp axe, right? Because we know game time is upon us. And if it's not upon us in this exact moment, it sure as hell will be. Just like when Jeff Bezos decided, you know what, I'm going to sell books on the internet. People thought he was crazy, right? I've been looking at the stock market just because I like statistics. And what, we're up 8% today, 9% today so far. Amazon's up 1.2% today so far. Apple's up 7.6% so far. Okay, so I'm just looking at like Dow Jones Industrial Average and, you know, Amazon and Apple. S&P 500, 8%. So yeah, it's shaky times. I mean, it can go down 8% in the next 2 hours. Who the hell knows at this point, right? It's all emotion driven. Okay, but the point is that all of these things that people invest in, all these competent companies, which right now are going like this, up and down, right? They all started with somebody's idea. It was just somebody's idea. This Amazon thing, which costs $1,900 a share right now, was this harebrained idea from this guy, Jeff. And now what? He owns a Whole Foods and you know, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, where are we going with this? That's the question that I want you to ask yourself. And based on that, what standards are you setting for yourself that you can now take action on? Now that you could take action on to move yourself into a more advantageous position. So when these floodgates open, and they will, you got your catcher's mitt on. There's billions of dollars a day changing hands on the internet. Some of that should go to you, I think, but that's just what I think. Okay, I'm done talking. Lines are open. Malcolm, of course, has the floor. Go ahead, Malcolm.
Right. No, it's unbelievable. Everything you've just said just fell on me. I don't know whether you believe in fate at all, John, but you know, with all this virus thing, what it's done is it's shut a big part of my business down. I've lost a lot of capital with it, but I'm sat here in the car. I'm finding the last couple of days with nothing to do. But guess what? You appeared. Sophie appeared. Fantastic. And that was a fate. You know, I've never had a laptop in my life. I bought it. I was set up with it. The first person came on was bloody Sophie trying to sell me something. And from that day to this, I'm still here. But now the other side of the business has gone. I'm sat here pulling my things out and I just want to get on with it with you now. You know, that's going to be the next thing. It's so weird. It's unbelievable. And everything you've said is true. And it gives me obviously a lot of encouragement to carry on with this, because what you're saying is what's bloody happened. Amazing.
And right as you said that, Esther banged the pot. It was like a little.
I know, a lot to me.
A Tibetan singing bowl. Dong. There you go.
Hey guys, making dinner for kids.
Hi, Esther.
Hey, baby.
Hi guys.
You better make some for John while you're there.
I have something interesting to say.
Come on out.
Come on, then.
Hey, look at you.
Hey, baby.
Hi. How
Come
old
on,
is
somebody
she?
else dive in.
Mary Beth has the floor. Go ahead, Mary Beth.
Oh, I was going to say, as you were talking, John, my grandson is next to me on the computer and he's playing a game. And what he does is names the game. And like a little bit while you're talking, he points to me and says, look, and he named this game. And guess what he just named it? He named it My Life Counts on Me.
Brilliant.
Oh, really?
Go
Wow.
figure.
That's good.
I'm like, oh my God, listening to you. So thank you.
Well, there you go. I sometimes I don't know what effect I'm going to have. There it is. Thank you.
That's serious.
You're unbelievable.
Out of the blue, he points to my shoulder and says, look, he typed it in.
Fantastic.
So-
Well done. Yeah.
I
Well
appreciate
done.
everything you just said. I mean, it's very inspiring, and I definitely am going to amp up my work here and get it going. I mean, you're right.
I'm
It's an
living it.
opportunity. It's an opportunity. Boom. Let's do it.
John, do you mind if I interject something on the success angle?
Please, Teresa.
My idea of success is biting off more than you can chew and chewing it.
Okay.
Follow it.
I don't know if there's a book in there, Teresa, but I'd start writing.
That's a good one.
I gotta think about that one for a while. Yeah, that's.
Because when people have ideas, what are they doing? They're jumping in with both feet. They're biting off more than they can chew. And they're being successful by chewing it.
Maybe I'm just taking it too literally. I'm thinking about the ineffectiveness of attempting to chew with a mouth that's too full.
Well, I say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Interesting metaphors. Well, let's go meditate on that, everybody. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Teresa. You're awesome. Thanks for letting me play with you a bit. All right. Who's next?
John.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you for helping me get in touch with my coach, my accountability rep.
Very good.
We jumped on it. I've finished those videos in the last 2 or 3 days, and I've now got a coaching session planned with you. So we're moving forward.
Fantastic. I'm excited to meet with you, Mike.
Me too.
Good stuff. So yeah, we're creating order. All success is orderly, right? It's not randomity and, stuff going in different directions. And I think we can create order in our mind and on our calendar. My goodness, we're 99% of the way home. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Mike.
Yes.
Karen,
Yeah,
did you have a
Hey
comment?
guys. Our topic today, which also relates with the feedback yesterday, the battle is all in our mind. I really appreciate that in this program we have included the suggested recommended books. Really, the greatest battle we can have in this undertaking, and also in every undertaking, be it personal or professional or business, is our mindset. So I really appreciate the TMM, the Miracle Morning. So far, I can chew 2 books, right? So after I finish 2 books, I'll read the other 2 books, but I probably get, because I appreciate the 2 books, I'll get the other books. And because when our mindset is set up, is correct, like ready, we are ready for any action, because our mind creates our emotion, and then our action, and then the results. So I get back to always, whenever there's negative thoughts coming into my mind, I get back to what the book said. It's in our mind. So I have been doing the early morning for 8 years, and I never thought that there's a huge group in Facebook, and now I'm proud to be part of it. The TMM community and the Savers. I have been doing that, but I was doing that all by myself. So I really appreciate that they are. I didn't know they are written and they're in the books, but I have been doing them myself for 8 years, probably 10 years now, and I'm doing that by myself. And I always realize the trend that if I skip that, I go lower in my productivity, in my inspiration, in my courage, in my faith. But whenever I go back to it, the TMM and the lifesavers. I got up, and many of my successes in my profession is because of I practice them, and they help me a lot in setting up my mindset.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Adela. And it's all
Thank
about
you.
those habits, right? Our habits determine a lot. So really glad you've had that direct experience, right? So it's not just a theory. This is happening in your life. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
I
Yes, Leanne.
Hi. I never
Hi.
speak. Hi. So I actually just wanted to talk about the vision board and how powerful it is. I finally made my vision board on Sunday about my ideal life, and I included just everything. I know, sometimes you can focus on one thing, and you probably should, but I put my family, my spiritual self, my wealth, and my health all together so that I could envision the life that I'm working towards. But I know for sure that vision boards do work, because a couple of years ago, I had a picture of a London telephone box and the Eiffel Tower, and I had written under there, London is waiting. London is calling and Paris is waiting. And I forgot all about it. And then I eventually had to move the room. But in 2018, in October, I took a trip to London and Paris. And I never thought about it until I had to write about vision boards. And I was like, oh my gosh, I went to London and Paris, and I'd had those pictures in front of me for at least a few months. And I never thought that looking at them every single day would make a difference and make me take that trip. So I want to say, if you've never done a vision board, you absolutely have to do one. And I mean, I have a dollar bill up on my ceiling with the amount that I'd like to earn within a year. So I'm hoping that every day that I'm going to look at it and I'm going to strive to get there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good stuff, Leanne. Who's next?
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hey, so I haven't been on for the last week, but I've been traveling, so I came on and it's been good. It's been great as usual. So thank you guys for the upliftment, because every time I come here, my spirit is lifted. But I just want to say that my job, I work with a couple of Italians who have a couple of business, and seeing with the coronavirus that is going around, they've been crazy, just going off the chain with they're pretty much crying each day, and I looked at both of them, because they both has both their mom and their dad here at the exact same time. And I said, well, there's a blessing in all of this, because while Italy is being demolished pretty much, you guys have all your family here. So why don't you guys look at that and be grateful for that, instead of just crying about what's not happening for you, because you still have a lot going for you. You still get to do takeouts in the evening. You still get to do this. You still have your family. You're safe. But they go, oh, yeah, but, I'm saying, look, we are what we think about. So if you keep thinking about getting sick, then you might just get sick, So
Yeah.
keep thinking about making your business better. Keep thinking about growing your business, and then eventually your business will grow, And after I said that to them, my friend who was standing beside me, I've been trying to get him to become a part of this program. He, really don't listen to me. So when we got home, he said to me, who you said you was listening to again? I told him the names of all the persons I was listening to: Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Norman Vincent Peale. So he started writing them down. He said, I don't know, bro, but see you at the top. I said, well, see you at the top, bro. There we go.
Jaron, thank you for being the voice of inspiration in the lives of others, because like I made a comment slightly jokingly before when Mary Beth was talking about her grandson, who's now having some ideas based on just dropping on this conversation. We don't always know the effect that we're going to have and how far that's going to reach into society, but thank you for being a part of the solution and offering that perspective, right, for these other people who right now maybe they've never experienced despair before, right? I know there are a lot of people who older gentlemen and ladies who are citing their parents' struggle. Oh, well, they went through World War I, World War II, Great Depression, right? All this kind of stuff. And we pulled together. We were a community. We had victory gardens. We didn't expect life to be easy. Our problems weren't, oh, the app isn't working right on my iPhone. That was not our problems, right? We had problems and we solved them. We did. Okay. So the whole idea that we expect life to be easy is an interesting trap. And I think a lot of people are being disabused of that illusion right now. Will it go back to exactly what it was before? No, of course not. Will we be more empowered as a people? I think, yeah, guaranteed. We're going to be more empowered as a people. So, Jaron, thank you. Chef Jaron, ladies and gentlemen. Chef Jaron.
Welcome, guys.
All right. Anybody else today?
Yeah. Can I jump in, John?
You sure can.
Yeah. No, I just want to say the sessions are highly inspiring. I'm on vacation at the minute and I lost internet access for about a week. So it set me back. So I'm absolutely desperate at the moment to get the training finished, not to crunch it, to have the session with you. But some of the ideas and the inspirations on products based around people's daily frustrations that I have experience of. I just want to get these out on the table and talk to the coach, but make sure I keep logging all the ideas down, because I'm sure that some of these can be expanded into a brand. Just need someone to help develop some of the ideas. And no doubt other people are making lists for themselves as well. So I'm not necessarily relying yet on what the websites are telling me in terms of product demand. I think your personal ideas are great, because even if there isn't product out there that you can measure it against, it might have some great mileage as a new innovation.
I agree.
That's it. So, yeah.
Was there a question in that?
I think more of a statement of fact. I'm really, really keen. These sessions are brilliant because they inspire every day to make a move forward, to make sure you get your training done, get more experience, listen to people, to eventually arrive at that goal where you want to launch a product that has a thumbs up from the team that, you know, is a likely winner.
Yeah.
So really, that was it.
Jim, so glad you're here and so glad you're back online. It's good to see you. Yeah. There he is. Where are you right now?
I'm in Ireland. I'm in Claheen, and this would have been my last day, but clearly because of the bug, I'm grounded for at least 3 more weeks, and it could be longer. But I mean, it's great because it's just me and the dog. I'm in our own home in Ireland, which is great. So if I have to be here for another 2 or 3 months, it's a brilliant opportunity because I've got less distraction. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
What an opportunity. Yeah, go suffer through that. All right. So
but I'd also say, because I take the dog out for walks, that's a great opportunity for thinking and getting ideas. Sitting indoors all day, you won't get many, you've got to change your environment and witness something going on and say, okay, I can see it.
Go for a walk.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Stuff. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Anybody else today before we wrap up? Or
hi, guys. This is Yanis.
Yanis.
Just to introduce myself a little bit, I haven't been on here long, so it's good to join the community and see how everyone is getting on. So I'm in the UK, originally from South Africa, but now in the UK, and I'm hoping to make a success of this. So the one thing that I learned today out of Mehdi was the fact that you said we should have a plan. We should plan like per week, not just day to day, or sort of what you don't get done today, you work again on tomorrow. Now I'm at the moment pretty much like that, and I think I will endeavor, to get that right and get my planning right, and also get that vision board that someone was talking about, and also getting a routine going, like a morning routine, and that contains different aspects, like possibly meditation and reading and walking and whatever. So, exercise. So, so thanks for, all the input, everyone's input. And I think it's important for all of us to, get everyone else going and give everyone else some ideas.
Thank you, Giannis.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it.
Sounds like the miracle morning.
Yep, sounds like
Hey,
let's
baby.
do that. That's a good
Good
place to
stuff.
start. So look, for our brand new members here, welcome to the community. Go grab those books that I recommended. You want to start with Miracle Morning and maybe 5-Second Rule or Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Pick two and start going through them. Let one of them be the Miracle Morning, because obviously that's having a big impact for a lot of people. What does that have to do with Amazon? Nothing. And everything. Right? So well done, Giannis. Glad you're here, my friend. Any last call, any last shares today before we wrap up?
Yeah, John.
John.
This is Mark, I have one thing. I'd like
Okay,
to
we
say.
got Mark, and then we got somebody saying John. Go ahead,
John.
Mark. Mark has the floor. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, John. I'm reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mind right now, and I'm at the part where it talks about victimhood, basically. So blaming, justifying, and complaining, and I think that's it's appropriate here, and that's why I think what you just said really makes a lot of sense. It's not about Amazon, but it is about Amazon, because really what it's about is how we are approaching this and what we are using for excuses that kind of get in the way, instead of saying, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. These are my goals. These are my milestones. This, establishing that and going after it. Doesn't mean you're going to get everything, but you have to go after it. And if you look back on it, and you say you just sat on your fanny and did nothing, who are you looking at? Are you going to start playing the blame game again and justifying why I am where I'm at? Or are you going to say, no, I'm going to make some adjustments and get moving on? I mean, it's just, these are really good common sense items, but they really do. And just what was being said earlier too, it's just taking action and staying on top of it and not letting it kind of get behind you and losing sight of what you need to be, and keep reiterating it to yourself. So that changes your mindset. I mean, I get it. So.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get it, Mark. You do get it. Thank you for sharing that. So the more we validate these sort of concepts, the more real they become for us and for anyone who cares to look and listen. So Mark, thank you for being here, man. You're awesome. Anybody else? Somebody was jumping out. Who was that?
That was me. It's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I just wanted to let you know this is something totally personal. I'm looking forward to our meeting on Thursday. That's when my coaching session is planned for you.
Okay.
And also, you and I are kind of gym rats. We like to go work out. So I'm posting something from YouTube for you, a guy that I've been following for a while. The workout is brutal. Enjoy.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Hey,
All right, I got it, Mike. I'm clicking on it right now. I'm going to put it on pause so I can see it once
This
we're
is
done
Kim.
with our show here. All right, who else was going to speak today?
I wanted to speak. I'm Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy.
I just want to tell you, we need to check on Kindle for our books. Miracle Morning for the Interpreter is free. So there's no reason to not get started on it now.
Can't beat free. Awesome.
Well, you have to
So-
pay for Kindle.
yeah.
Have to pay for Kindle, but it gives it to you. You can
Okay.
read Miracle Morning for free. You don't, you can't download it or whatever, but you can read it for free.
Yeah, I think I got it on my Kindle as a Prime member. I don't know if it wasn't free, it was $5. I don't know, but yeah, thank you, Kimmy. That's awesome. Good stuff. All right, anybody else? Last call. And we are done. All right, guys. Great seeing you here today. And I will be back with you again tomorrow for more thrills and excitement. In the meantime, make it a great day. You absolutely deserve
Take
it.
care.
Have a great day,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
John.
Bye for now.